Can you hear me now? I think you can. Somehow the viewership has gone up in the time when I wasn't online, but now it's working. So, I was talking for about 2 minutes there about a lot of things which you all just missed, unfortunately. We are live at the Women's EHF Final 4 media call. First up, we have Budapest right here talking to the press, and is very loud in here, which is why I wanted to get the microphone, which turns out didn't help me at all. But we have Katarina who's going to join us first of all, and she's just hiding behind the screen, and here she is. Hello, Katarina. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm very good. Thank you for joining us. I know you were a bit nervous about joining, but how do you feel? I mean, you've only been here, what, 2 hours? You arrived 2 hours ago?
Yes, something like that. We arrived before to us, and I think from that moment when we land, that we feel really, really excited. So I think we cannot wait tomorrow match to start.
And as I was just about to say to the viewers, you are kind of the queen of the Final Four. I mean, you've won the Final Four 2 times in a row now. You're the only player who's done that, and going for number 3. Does that, or has the last 2 years changed your mindset at all coming into this year?
No, I think that we have really will and like last season, and of course that's really I dream about it to be two-time champions here on the Final Four. So I don't know. We expect very tough match tomorrow. So I can say only that will be very very hard to reach my third title in a row.
And your team, Budapest, are the champions, the defending champions. Um, well, the first time around, after the first time you won, you came back with Budapest, not as the champions, but as a single champion. This time you are the champions. Does that add any more pressure to the team, do you think?
No, we don't have a pressure because we are here only to play and to show our best, and we prepare for this moment, these two matches all the season. So I hope that we will do our best to reach the title.
And the preparation for this event, has it changed at all since last year, or do you think, why change your winning formula? Why would you do anything different, or do you think you've improved in training or the way you deal with this weekend?
Yes, we train a lot, but only think what we missed that was matches because we didn't play matches like the teams in Romania and Hungary do that. So it's I think for tomorrow we expect very tough match on the beginning because we didn't play a lot of time. I think maybe 4 weeks and maybe more. So I think will be tough on the beginning, but I think we will find some solution on the match.
And so you've become very used to this event and the Final Four and winning it, obviously. How do these events compare with everything you've experienced in your career? You've experienced a lot already. How does it compare? And I guess if it isn't the best moment you've had in your career coming to this event, what is the best moment or the best story you've had in your handball career?
I think that was for sure Olympic Games. That's for me. That was the best thing. What for what I live on in my life. So I can say for that. But every Final Four, it's some special in some way. So every title, it's some other I don't know thinking, and I don't know how to explain that. It's very tough. But all of them, of course, I like, and that's it.
Okay, so before I let you go, I want to test you a little bit because, well, I know you know I have some questions and some answers which I'm not going to show you on my very sophisticated notepad. So you know Jura very well, and you've played against them already this season. But let's see just how well you know them.
Uh-huh.
No pressure, just
Okay.
a friendly quiz, and that we'll see how they do with the same questions
Okay.
about Budapest and so on. So, first question: who is their top scorer in the Champions League this season?
I think it's Gulldén, maybe.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about Jura.
About Joe. I think it's maybe Heidi Loki.
Correct. And for a bonus point, can you tell me how many goals she scored?
Oh, that's for sure. I don't know.
Well, 57 is the answer, but 1 out of 1. That's good. That's good. I'm only asking for the name. So, how far did Jura get in last season's Champions League? What stage did they get to?
They didn't play on a Final Four, so they lost from Vardar, I think. Yes.
2 out of 2. Perfect. Not bad at all. Yeah, this is three more. So this is another. Well, it's kind of a tough one. Out of the players who are here this weekend for Jura, who is their tallest player?
Uh-huh. I think maybe it's Duda Amorim.
Close, close, but not close enough. It's Aalvik. Mm, yeah, it would have been Simonetta Planeta, but she's not here this weekend. But yeah, fourth question out of five. So you've got 2 out of 3 so far. It's pretty good. How many nationalities do they have on their team?
4.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Good. Yeah, that's not bad. And final question. You've been here enough times. You've lived here. This should be easy. What is the currency of Hungary?
Um, I forget, really. No,
Foreigns.
foreigns.
Ah, 3 out of 5 isn't bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
that's
bad.
really
Okay.
good. Thank you very much for your help, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
So that was Katarina Baladovic, and yeah, she's in good spirits. I mean, she knows this event very well, more than I think anyone else. Particularly know how to win it, and yeah, she was very, very nice to us there. So it's a bit quiet now. The media call as we await team number 2, the home team, Jura. They should arrive in just 2 minutes. And when they do arrive, you can expect that the media will be very, very busy around them. It was already packed for Budapest. Maybe this room isn't big enough for Jura. We'll see anyway. I'm pretty sure people will be cramped all around me. And we even have Oliver Lauber here from EHF Marketing hiding around the corner. I think he wants to be a part of it, but now he's running away. So um, let's see who we have here. And Peter Brune is standing over there, and he looks like he wants to join in. Would you like to join us? Mhm. So, Peter Brune, a very familiar face in the Hangouts, and probably the first time that we've stood side by side and done a Hangout. Usually you're doing it from your office or your bedroom in Denmark, but this time you're here. So, Peter, tell us about this is your first media call. Tell us about what you think of the event and how it compares to other events in general.
Well, so far I think it's been very interesting and a good chance to meet the players and the teams in a quite relaxed atmosphere ahead of the deciding matches which start tomorrow. So a good way to open the final four, I think.
And we see you're wearing the green shirt. Is that a hint towards your allegiances or your tip for this weekend?
Absolutely not. I have been teased by this before this morning that I would be supposed to be supporting Kari with this T-shirt. I can see that say that it's absolutely incidental that I'm in green today. If I should support a team, considering the number of Scandinavians, it should actually be Cesame Bucuresti, as they have 4 Scandinavian players and the Scandinavian coach. But no, my feelings are not dictated by that. I do my best to be absolutely neutral regarding this, and I'm simply looking forward to some great games, and I think we will have a really great Final Four, maybe the best women's Final Four so far in the short history of the women's Final Fours, as I see all 4 teams as very, very equal and very, very qualified to be here in Budapest.
And let's just have a quick chat about then the team that you should have some kind of allegiance to, CSM Bucuresti. They're a brand new team, the Final Four. Players who have played in Budapest a couple of years ago in the Euro, but in terms of real Champions League and Final Four experience, there's not much going there. And they're going against Vardar, who they seem destined for 3rd place. They were for the last couple of years, and this is their big chance to qualify for the final at last. What do you think will be the deciding factors when these 2 teams meet?
I think the best prepared team will win, and I see a certain tactical edge for Cesame Bucuresti. I think it's no secret that I was very, very impressed by the way they were prepared for their quarterfinals against Rostov-Don, who was the only undefeated team until then, and more or less everyone expected Rostov-Don to at least go to the Final Four. And then comes Cesame Bucuresti from a 4th place in their main round group, and win by 1 at home and away through what, as I see it, a fantastic tactical performance. And therefore, you should definitely not underestimate Chesame against Vardar. I think the best prepared team will win that match, and I will not put it past Kim Rasmussen and his handball chess brain to be able to find the recipe also to defeat Vardar. The question is then if his players will be able to follow it. That will be very exciting to see.
Absolutely, and it looks like we're just about to start the second part of the media call, which includes Jura, and we'll also have the All-Star team announced. So that means it's going to be way too loud to hear you. So just before you go, quick prediction: who's going to be the winner?
I think that the winner will be the winner of the first semi-final between Budapest and Jura, and my best bet is once again Budapest, but it will, as I said, be very close between all 4 teams, I'm sure.
Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you. Enjoy the weekend. So, it's very loud here as Thomas Schunak, my colleague, is about to announce the Women's EHF Champions League All-Star team for this season. And as I pretend to look at you through the camera, I'm actually searching through YouTube to get this All-Star team, and maybe I can show you the video. The Jura ladies are here right now, and they are watching the video as we speak. And you may not be surprised to hear that there are quite a few of their players on the All-Star team. And in fact, while I search for it here to show you, I can tell you that there are 6 people out of the 10 belonging to Jura. 5 players and their coach, Ambros Martin. But why should I talk about it when I can show you my very self? Okay, I think I'm about to show you. Oh shit.
That was the Ulster team, or that is the Ulster team of the 2015-2016 season of the Women's EHF Champions League. Just some quick information. There is a pure fan vote, 28,000 fan participated, so that's almost 25% more than in last season's vote. When you leave the video call, there's a video release you can pick up at the info desk with all the names, obviously the percentages that they receive. And now enjoy the interviews. Thank you. Now interviews. Yeah, now interviews.
So, I'm back, and I'm pretty sure that worked. If you didn't see the start of the video, I'm pretty sure you didn't. The first name on that list, the goalkeeper, was Kari Grimsbø, the Norwegian international for Jura, one of 6 Jura people on the team, and hopefully we'll get one of them over to us very, very soon. The video is over and the media scrum has already begun. I would love to get Eduarda Amorim over here to talk to me. She was nominated Best Defender for the whole season, and you know, she was a big part in Jura's team 2 seasons ago, so went to win the Champions League. Missed that last season pretty much with a knee injury. Now she's back with a bang. She's back in real good form, and she's going to be a big part not only for Jura this weekend, but also for Brazil and the Olympics this year. I want to talk to her about that, about being on the verge of playing a home Olympics. And I mean, how much more exciting can you get? But it looks like I'm going to have to struggle to get one player. You can't see what I'm seeing, but I can see a lot of media hanging around here. But never mind. I'll just talk to you for a while. Or maybe I'll try and grab somebody else to join me. So many journalists around here will be desperate to speak to you all. And let's see who I can get. Or here, we might even get goalkeeper of the season, Kari Grimsbø, with us. I mean, she's also a special player this year. She was signed last year in the middle of the season. Had a bit of a part to play, but Jura didn't quite go all the way. But this season, she has been phenomenal. And she's really driven her team to the Final Four, been an exceptional goalkeeper. And I think she will have a big part to play. I'm pretty sure you can see right now in the bottom right-hand corner, a young Frenchman, Kevin Domas.
Hello.
But I'm going to ask Kevin to join us in about, I would say, 7 minutes. But in the meantime, we can't hear him, and there's a good reason for that. But we do have Tom O'Branigan. Another legend of the Hangouts is here live. Tom O'Branigan.
What's going on with the beards? What's going on with the beards there, Chris?
It's all the rage, Tom. Yeah.
Am I in shot?
You're in
Can
shot.
people see my beautiful face?
Yeah. You can bit of a close up if you want. Nice. No, we are live.
Yeah,
by the way. Totally. Yeah.
Of course we are.
Tom, you arrived just a couple of hours ago. Your third women's Final Four. Your one-off event a year for women. How are you feeling?
I feel that, it shouldn't be a one-off event, Chris. I should be doing more women's handball, except I don't have the time. Sorry, ladies. But it's great. I mean, it's always good to be here. And looking at the four teams, they're the four best teams in the competition, for sure.
Absolutely. Perhaps for the first time, or at least the best four teams we've had in the 3 years of the Final Four.
I think that always. I'm going to interview Heidi Loke in a minute, but yeah. So I got to go, but I'll come back.
Yeah, come back, and we have a little special game for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a cameo from Tom O'Branigan. He'll be back later. I'm sure you're all looking forward to him, and I don't know who I'm going to get next. Like, this is a bit mental. I'm going to admit, there's so many people flying around. There was no promises of which players I'd get, just like a smile and hoping that somebody would come my way. But it's a bit of fun, isn't it? It's not the Hangout Bonanza for no reason. Usually we do these things in the security of an office, of the EHF office, where nobody could interrupt. But here we have about 100 people flying and buzzing around. And yeah, I mean, it's not easy, but it's all right. I hope you're enjoying it. And by the way, as I was trying to say earlier on, while I was completely muted and nobody could hear me, you can follow everything that's happening here at EHFCL on Twitter, at EHFCL on Instagram, and also with our mobile reporters, you've got at EHFCL on Twitter and EHF Live on Snapchat. And here we have our special guest from Jura. Come over here, Kari.
Okay.
Nice to see you. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
You just arrived. You were the last team to arrive. This is your first Final Four. Am I correct? How does it feel to be here?
It's great. Really excited to be here, and it's feeling really good, and ready to play some good handball.
And I mean, you've had plenty of experiences in your career so far. You've done a lot. How does this? I mean, it's only the first day, but already, how does this kind of event compare to anything you've been to before? And do you enjoy this kind of event, or do you just want to get it out of the way and play handball?
I look forward to these matches very much, but of course I get really excited and a little nervous. So it's a little bit mixed of feelings, but this is the reason I play handball. It's for these games, so it's really exciting to be here.
And Jura missed out last season on the Final Four. I mean, has there been a different mentality at the start of the season and throughout the season? Was there a case of, guys, we're not gonna miss out this time. This is our home event, so to speak. We can't miss it. And then what has changed since the end of last season?
It's always important for us to
be in the top of the Europe, and for us missing the final four last season, of course it was disappointing, but we weren't strong enough then because of many circumstances. And I think this season we used some time to play the team together, but we've been determined that we wanted to go to the final four and always try to be better and better for each match. And I think after Christmas, it's really developed the team, and I feel we have a strong team into this weekend.
And obviously your semi-final tomorrow is the game that everyone is looking forward to. It's the defending champions against Andrea, the 2014 champions. Have you been preparing especially for this game, or have you tried to give all three teams a bit of thought? I mean, with video I guess video studying the teams, has it been Budapest first and the others later, or have you given all three teams equal time?
For us now, the most important is the game tomorrow. We don't come anywhere if we don't win tomorrow. So we have been focusing on the game tomorrow.
And as you saw just a couple of minutes ago when I showed the people here the video of you being the first name on the All-Star team this year, what do individual awards like that mean to you, or do you not even think about them now, or will you think about them when the season is over? What do they mean to you?
Of course, I really appreciate this, and I have to thank everybody who voted for me. I always try my best to perform as well as possible, and I hope I can fulfill this in the weekend and play at my best.
Sure you will. Just before I let you go, I did it with Katarina from Budapest, a little quiz on your opponents for tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, just 5 questions,
Okay.
and to see just how much you've been studying them, you know. And so, 5 questions on my, as I said, my very sophisticated notepad here. The first one: who is Budapest's top scorer so far this season in the Champions League?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen any statistic, but I would say Nagu.
Correct. Yeah. Do you want to guess how many goals?
I have no idea. It's difficult.
That was for the bonus point, but yeah, it's okay. It's an 80, but 1 out of 1. That was good. How did they do last season? It's quite a simple question, but
Sorry?
how far did they go last season in the Champions League, or where did they finish?
They finished in the first place.
Sorry, but it's the same for every team. Who is their tallest player?
Ooh, the tallest. I would guess. I'm not so good with names, but number 89, Kinga. I think.
Not the right answer. The answer is Katarina Bulatović. But that's okay. 2 out of 3. That's exactly the same place Bulatović was at this stage. So all to play for. So 4th question: how many different nationalities do Budapest have in the team?
I have no idea. I would guess 3 or 4.
Would you believe it? There are 7
Oh,
on the
it's
team.
really?
Yeah, 7.
I had no idea. Really, no idea. Okay.
Oh, you can trust me, or trust my colleague who put these statistics together. Oh well, I hope so anyway. And finally, what is the currency of Montenegro? What money do they use?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't
It's a
know.
very common currency.
Oh, euro.
Yes, that's right. That's good though. 3 out of 5, not bad at all. Thank you very much for taking the time, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. So that was Kari Grimsbø, and right now I'm gonna see Bjorn Patson is in the bottom right of my screen, and I'm just gonna plug out the microphone, plug in my earphones so I can hear him and he can hear me. Bjorn, how are you?
Hi, Chris. I'm fine. I could hear everything. Yeah.
Yes, I have a good feeling for tomorrow. I feel we're.
Jordan, can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfectly. Seems to be quite loud in Budapest.
Oh, it's very loud. I think every journalist in Handball is here except for you.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow you're here.
Tomorrow morning,
And also,
7:45, touching Hungarian ground.
exactly. And also, we've Kevin Dema, perfectly on time. Kevin, how are you?
Hello, Kevin. Bonjour.
Kevin,
Hello,
can we hear you?
I'm back.
Ah, he's back. There he is. Kevin, how are you?
Sorry for interrupting earlier.
No, not at all. You're here now at the right time. Gentlemen, you're the special guest here, the special guest from around Europe. We have Bjorn in Germany and Kevin in France. Just want to grab a hold of you for 15 or 20 minutes to talk about the Final Four. And Bjorn, you're going to be with us tomorrow. As I was talking to people around here, the players, the journalists, and it's probably the biggest journalist turnout we've ever had. How much has the women's Final Four progressed in the last 3 years, would you say?
So I was there at the two previous events, and I will be there from tomorrow on. I would say that you could call it a little cologne for women's handball. I think it was absolutely right to have a Final Four also in women's handball, and of course it also depends on the teams which are there. But last year even the interest team was really good, despite there was no Hungarian team, so Győr did not make it there. So I would say this whole tournament made a big progress. And when you see the general interest from media side and spectator side, I think it's huge to have this event.
Absolutely. And Kevin, you're more of a male handball journalist, but I mean, even you have got to be keeping an eye on this weekend. And what do you think of the women's Final Four in this event?
I think it's a great thing for women handball, because before the Final Four existed, women handball was like just a small thing, whereas the Final Four has allowed women handball to develop, to progress, and to make a name for itself. And I just can only hope for French to go to Budapest or wherever the Final Four will take place.
Well, there are a couple of French players in the Vardar team. Will you be giving your allegiance to them this weekend?
Sorry?
Will you be giving your allegiance to the French players in Budapest this weekend?
Yeah,
the Vardar players?
I hope Vardar can make it to the final and maybe win the title. It would be great for French women handball to have such a good exposition.
Absolutely.
So we have a French-German coalition for this weekend, because the only German player in Budapest is also playing for Vardar. So I think Kevin and I will cross fingers for the players from our country. So we will see how far our coalition comes.
Okay, well let's keep on the topic then of Vardar and their opponents this weekend, Bucharesti. I mean, Bucharest, they are brand new to this event. Players who haven't really experienced this. Maybe a few have been in the Euro a couple of years ago, but the Final Four in this event is brand new for them. While Vardar, they're just the third place team. 2 years in a row they finished third, and this is their biggest and best chance to finally make it to the final. How do you think it will go, Björn?
Yes, I would say everybody had really hoped for that it's not for the third time again of a semi-final of Vardar against Budapest, because they played so often. So I would say that it's a big chance for Vardar to go to the final. But I don't think they should underestimate Bucharest, because when you see what they did in the quarterfinal, they stopped this winning streak of Rostov with 2 impressive wins, and they have experienced players like Gulldén or Torstensson or whatever. They have a really good squad, some Brazilian players who are world champion. So it is much easier for Vardar to go to the final as if they would face Budapest or Győr. But still, Bucharest, they have nothing to lose there. They are the debutants, they have nothing to lose. So I would say this semi-final is a good chance for Vardar, but still Bucharest can go all the way.
Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah, I heard the Vardar's coach saying that he was not unhappy with the draw, where he's having to play against Bucharesti in the semi-final. But I think we've got to be very careful, because, as Bjorn said, the Romanians haven't got anything to lose. Basically, they're like friends where we met 2 years ago. Nobody expected them to be there, and the thing that we got nothing to lose. And Vardar may just be mentally a bit weak, because we've lost their last semi-finals in the Final Four in the last couple of years. And even though this looks like their chance on paper, they just have to be really careful, because maybe they had that chance earlier on, and they could just change things around.
Well, thanks for your input, Kevin. We actually have a couple of people who you might recognize just staring in at you. Remember this guy?
Hi, Tom.
Actually,
Hi, Tom.
I'm not really here, guys.
You wanna?
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Hello, Bjorn.
Very
I
sophisticated
know
at the
this
moment.
guy, but not from women's handball.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi there. How are you?
What did they just say?
They were just talking about the second semi-final between Vardar and Bucharest,
Yeah.
and giving their views. And what do you think? I mean, we have the brand new team in Bucharest and the perennial third place team Vardar.
Absolutely, but I think that Vardar, since David Davis came in, is for me the most improved team in the Women's Champions League. They're just going like this. So I don't give Bucharest much chance in that game.
Not at all?
No.
Well, the boys are just saying how even it's going to be, but you're putting your money on Vardar.
Well, I mean, they're saying that. I've been watching women's handball solid for the last 3 weeks, and I'm telling you now, my money's on Vardar. Head on the chopping block, Chris.
What do you say about that, Bjorn?
I would say yes, Tom. You know that he only bets if he's really sure that he earns some money. So I said that the chance for Vardar to get to the final is bigger than in other matches. So, but I still say, if you ask me about the result of the match, I say Vardar win it after extra time.
You want to be specific about your?
No, I think Bjorn said that they have the best chance ever to reach the final, and I think that Bjorn was couching what he said, which is that Vardar are going to win in his usual diplomatic way.
Okay.
That's what he was doing, if you listened.
So Bjorn is saying Vardar after extra time. Tom is saying Vardar in
Vardar,
no time.
Yeah, no time. No, I think that they just whatever system he has them playing is very similar to the men's team now. I was just discussing it with Nemanja earlier, and I just feel that they're getting it. And you could see in that home match with Aalvik. I mean, they destroyed Aalvik in the home game. I wouldn't worry about the away game because it was already done and dusted. They just look like they're in a good place, Vardar.
Kevin, close this game for us. What are you going for?
I think I'm going for Vardar because, you know, the only French players are in Vardar, so I want to see them in the final four.
There you go.
I don't know who he's talking about.
Don't know who he's talking about. Well,
so would it be Sorella Dembele, perhaps? Would it be Amandine Leno, perhaps?
Perfect, Tom. Tom knows his players.
Thanks, boys.
Let's move on quickly here to the other semi-final, the big one. Tom, perhaps you'd say the defending champions of last year against the 2014 champions. Sure.
Yeah. And I think that I remember the final from 2 years ago when you were playing basically at home in the Pap Laszlo, and Budućnost didn't stand a chance with those. I mean, they're incredible, those fans. I mean, they're dressed in green, Chris. We like that, right? We like that. And I think that I just give the edge to Cure. I think that they're playing better handball than Budućnost at this moment, and with 10,000 behind them, I just give the nod to them.
Okay. Bjorn, what do you? Well, there's nods of approval there from the two boys.
No, he's shaking his head. That's a no.
Just Kevin, maybe he's falling asleep.
So definitely Budućnost. They have the best coach of the tournament. They have the currently best women's handball player in the world with Kristina Neagu. They have a team, a fighting spirit. They have a defense like the Berlin Wall. So I say it will be a close match, but all those players from Budućnost, they are used to play in arenas, mainly with the national team, when 10,000 boo and whistle against them. So I really say it's a +2 in the end for Budućnost.
Interesting. And Kevin, would you like to chime in?
To me, you're our favourites. It seems like they're on a mission since the quarterfinals. You could see them being a little bit average at times during the group phase, during the main phase. And since the quarterfinals, they seem to be on a mission. And you can't ignore the fact that they're almost playing at home in Budapest. And I think they're my favourites, even for the whole tournament, for the title. I see them going all the way to the title.
I'm not going to be very popular here, Chris, when I say that I find the way Győr play a little bit cynical, I have to be honest. I find their defence cynical, and I find the way they throw themselves on the ground at the slightest touch, defence or attack. I just don't find it within the spirit of our game. And also, I don't think they're not the same. I'm not saying they're not the same level as last year, but people have caught up with them. You know, people have figured out. Last season they came here, their tactic was absolutely brilliant, semi-final and final. No one could figure it out, and it doesn't look like they have it that easy this year. The big news for them, of course, is Petrovic is back. I spoke to her earlier. She says she's 100% fit after her osmosis, was it? What was it called? Nucleosis? Some thing that she had wrong. So that's a big plus for them to have her in the right wing, because she herself and Mehmedovic together are fantastic. But I just think that the other teams have caught up with them. I don't go along with Bjorn that their defence is like the Berlin Wall. I think their defence is more like the the diggers that dug up the Berlin Wall. You know, that's what it's like. You know, they go in there with the big shovels and then scoop you out of the way. Yeah.
Oh, we did see earlier this season that Bucharest, who seems none of you are giving a chance to, or at least are putting in the third place match, they even managed to draw away from home at Budapest, which you couldn't have really imagined last season. So maybe a sign of the way things are going. Regardless of how this game turns out, this first semi-final, it's going to be heavy for both teams. It's gonna take its toll.
Yeah, I mean,
what I'm getting to is, does this open the door to Vardar or Budapest?
I know where you're going. There's two schools of thought. One school of thought is that these two teams are immediately in the competition. You know, that they're there. They faced a brutal, whichever side wins, and they're ready for whatever's thrown at them the next day. The other school of thought is, of course, they could wear each other down. They both could be so tired. I read Eduarda Amorim's blog, and she said, look, it's, you know, physically, women aren't built the same as men to be able to play 2 tough games in a row, 2 days in a row. And she said it's incredibly difficult. So now you have to ask yourself, if it's incredibly difficult to play 2 games in a row, how difficult is it to play Budućnost or Jor the first day, and then to have to pick yourself up out of bed the next day and play again? Interesting question, Chris, and I'm not going to answer it because I've never had to play. When I played 2 games in 2 days, my Achilles tendon was so sore the next day that I couldn't play. You know.
Tom, I know for a fact that you've played up to 7 games in 6 days back in your international days. So
only one. That says everything.
Bjorn, which side of this fence are you gonna sit on?
So my idea is, I just go back to the 2014 Men's Champions League Final Four, Velux Final Four in Cologne, when you had the second semi-final was Barcelona against Flensburg, going to the penalty shootout. Everybody said Flensburg is dead for the final against Kiel. But exactly, they had this boost to say, hey, we're in the final, we can win it. So I would say, when you see players, of course I go to 3 teams now. Right? When you have a player like Heidi Lökel, like Christina Neagu, or you have a player like, for example, Dragana Savić, they don't care if they play 2 matches in 2 days or 8 matches in 3 days. They go and go and go, and after they have accomplished their mission, they go to bed, have a beer, and sleep for 8 days or something like this. So but for a whole team, and then we're back from the motivational point of view that Dragan Asic and his team knows exactly what to do. They're for the 3rd time there. They made it 2 times to the final. They made it to the trophy last year. So I would say that Dragan Asic has his master plan. Exactly, this is what we're doing on Saturday, winning like an 18-16 against Gür. And then we have this 23-22 after extra time against Vardar in the final. This is exactly what he had planned. So, and in his plan he said, you will not feel tired on Saturday evening. You will run and run and run on Sunday. And all the players have understood that they are there for a mission to win this trophy. So I would say that it boosts you when you're in the final. So even if you have a real tough match against Gür or Budapest, to be in the final after a match like this, you know that the gate is open to win this trophy, gives you some extra power.
Budapest all went to mass this morning, or to church.
Really?
Yeah, the whole lot of them went to church. So, I mean, you know, if he's got that guy on his side, what chance does anybody else have? I'm just saying.
Kevin, what do you say to that?
Yeah, I can't say anything about God, but I think I quite agree with with Björn when he says that whenever you go to the final, no matter how hard your semi-final has been, you are on a mission. You don't feel the tiredness. For most of the teams there, these 2 games are the last 2 games of the season, and they've got to give it everything because afterwards it's just holidays, and basically they can't think about being tired on Saturday night, and they've got to reach the trophies. Every player's dream, even though some of them have won it already, it's just no matter who of Budapest or Jor goes to the final, they won't want the fatigue, they won't feel the fatigue on Saturday night. And I think Jor is going to win for me.
Okay.
Have you mentioned the 4 coaches already?
We haven't got that far yet, but yeah.
Well, it's just because Bjorn brought up Dragan Asic. And I think that Ambros Martin is a super coach. I think that David Kostradovic is a super coach, or is an Indira Davis, I don't know. And I think that that other guy,
Rasmussen.
I was only joking, I know his name. He's got a girl's name, Kim. Hi, Kim, how are you doing? Also, will he? Oh, God, I hope you didn't hear me say that.
Yeah, there he is behind you.
Right. I think that Bjorn is right. Adzic does have a plan, but we don't know. We sometimes you don't know whether his plan is for now or for 10 years or what it might be, right? But also, thank you, Nemanja, for that. But also, Ambros Martin has a plan. Kim Rasmussen has a plan. He used that plan against Rostov Don. We saw it in that second game. Who would have thought that they'd be 7 goals up or 8 goals up away to the mighty Dons, you know? And David Davis with Indira Kostradovic, right, has been doing a fantastic job since he's come in. So you can't just say Dragan Adzic is thinking better than all the other guys. I think that they're all there, you know.
Whose plan are you putting your faith in?
I'm going to put my faith in I have a feeling Vardar are going to win it. They just seem to be going, as long as they don't mess it up. Penisic is one of those players that when it comes to the big day, or at least the last twice, hasn't quite done it. Yeah. But the difference is now that Damjanovic can come in there, you know, they've got Neva can come in there. They all seem to be fluid in this new system that Vardar's playing. And I just think that they've a longer bench than some of the other teams. And that could be the key over 2 days.
Bjorn, which coach are you putting your faith into?
I would still say that Budapest is taking the trophy, defending the title.
Kevin?
I stick with Gjør. And I quite disagree with Tom when he said that Vardar has been the most improved team in the last couple of months. I think Gjør, if you watch the quarterfinals, even though it was kind of easy against Ferencváros, but still, I think they've really improved since Gerbich came back. And that's
they're all good teams, Chris.
Yeah,
in fairness, they really are. They're 4 very, very good teams, you know.
Okay. And boys, just before I'm going to let you two go and hold on to Tom for 1 more minute, just want your, which player do you think is going to grab the MVP, or which player that we might not expect will shine this weekend?
So
Bjorn, you can go first.
I would say it's the expected of the expected. So I don't get the big pot for it of saying that Kristina Neagu will get the MVP trophy at the end, like she did completely deserved at the last World Championship.
Okay, Kevin? Agree?
I'd say the same thing as Bjorn. Even though I don't think she's in the best team, she just shines, and she's just like, when she's on the court, you only see her. And I think Kristina Neagu is going to be the MVP.
Tom, please say something different.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing about it is that each team has got a player like that, you know. I think Heidi Loke is so important to Bjorn, and maybe her work is not as appreciated because Neagu could score whatever she scored, 15 or 16 or 18 goals in some game this season. And I'm a fan of Neagu's, of course, but I'm not a fan of just the person that goes up and shoots the ball and scores the goal, even though that's typical. I'm going to go for either Andrea Lekić or Heidi Loke as my MVP if they shine on the day.
Good call. Okay, boys, Bjorn, we'll see you tomorrow in Budapest. Kevin, keep involved on Twitter. Yeah.
See you next week.
Keep an eye on it, and thanks a lot for joining us. Tom now.
Okay.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.
Still live?
Moving on to my take this out. It's just you and me now. So. And that's who I'm getting. So.
Well, I'm going to get
So Tom, just before you go and get Bella Gulldén.
Is it Gulldén or Gulldén?
Gulldén, let's say.
Norwegian, right?
You know, Swedish. Yeah. If you know the answer, tweet us. So Tom, let's see actually how much you do know. We have a little quiz for you.
About what?
About women's handball. Oh. And about the Champions League. 4 questions. With a couple of bonus points.
All right, prepare for Tom to get 0 out of 4 with no bonus points. This is disgraceful, by the way, Chris. I've done so much work to prepare for this. And now you're going to show me up. All right, go on.
Well, I've tested the players so far as well on different questions about their opponents. And they've been willing to take part. We've had 4 out of 5 from Katarina, 3 out of 5 from Kari. So
Who was the first player you said?
Buladovic, Katarina Buladovic.
Who does she play for?
Budapest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, go. Hit me,
Tom.
Chris. Just
Yeah. Okay. So Jurov won the Champions League in 2013 and 14. Budapest won in 2012 and 15. But which team won in 2011?
Aalvik.
1 out of 1. Bingo.
Hit me with the bonus question there, Chris.
Bonus question is coming after this question. So, which player still in the Champions League, here at the Final Four, has scored the most goals so far this season?
I'll say, it's either Penisic or Niagu.
It's neither.
Neither. Well, has Gulldén scored? Has Gulldén scored 86? Is she the top scorer?
That was the bonus question. How many goals has she scored?
86.
89.
Oh, sorry. Was it Bella Gulldén?
It's Bella Gulldén is the top scorer still in the competition. Okay, question number 3. Which player here this weekend has won both Final Fours so far and is going for her 3rd consecutive one this weekend?
The one you said from Budućnost. Katarina Buladovic.
Perfect. 3 out of 3.
No, I didn't get Bella Gulldén, so don't give me that.
Okay, fine. 2 out of 3. Final question.
Yes.
Which of these 4 teams have scored the most goals this season from group matches to Final Four?
Vardar.
Bonus question. How many goals?
406, 7, 8, or 9. 409.
5. So close.
No,
that was
please.
really good.
Please tell people that I wasn't looking at your notes.
Oh, right. I had them right here. Like that. There you go. Questions and answers. Tom
Pretty good.
Branigan, that's
By the
pretty
way,
good.
the second top scoring team were Gior, and they have the second best defense. 3rd best scoring team were, can't remember, and but anyway, the best goal difference is Gior, 81.
Good showing off. Nice skills.
Sorry.
Tom,
Thank
we
you
can
very
hear
much,
you all
Chris.
weekend. EHFTV.com.
God help you all.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, buddy. Oh. Enjoy, everyone.
So that was Tom Branigan and our experts there. We were really entertaining chat, I think. I think that was quite, not only entertaining, but very informative. And I don't know if you can hear in the background, but it has got really busy again. And that's because the 3rd team at this media call is right in the thick of it. We have CSM Bucharesti. And I would love to get Bella Gulldén in to talk to us at some point today. But Tom Branigan is with her at the moment, recording, and let's see if he'll let us go. But in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can get Nemanja Savić to come over here and talk a bit of Budapest. We were talking a lot about Budapest's coach and the battle of the coaches and battle of the master plans. And if there's one man who knows the plan of Dragan Atic, it is Nemanja Savić, another regular of the Hangouts. Nemanja, how are you?
Pretty good, Chris. Thanks for coming here.
You've been to all Final Four so far, have you?
Yeah. 3 out of 3.
And just from seeing this media call, how do you think? What do you think of the event in general? Is it growing? I mean, it looks pretty impressive today. I mean, what do you think? Well, people have said that these 4 teams are the best 4 teams you've had so far. Is the women's Final Four in this event really making a name for itself?
Yes, definitely. It's getting better each year. You know, you have all these people that came to Budapest to see the best teams that are undoubtedly the best teams in the Champions League, and everything is just buzzing with excitement. You know, you can feel the players and the journalists and the fans can't wait for the games to begin tomorrow.
And as I was saying, you are the man with Dragan Acic's plan in your pocket. You know pretty much everything there is to know. So let's start with him and this highly anticipated semi-final between Budapest and Jur. First of all, do you expect anything different from Dragan this weekend?
Well, he's not the guy to chop and change. You know, he's the guy to stick with his game plan, and his game plan is pretty much set throughout the years. It's defense and create offense from defense and work from there. And if they manage to set their pace from early on, they're going to be able to definitely get a control of the game. Also, I managed to speak a few words with Dragan just ahead of the media call. He was very reserved, and I know that when he's reserved, he's focused on the game, and he's already thinking of the ways how to counter Jer's threat, because it's going to be a game of tough defenses, definitely, because both teams nurture that, and the Budućnost will be itching for revenge because they suffered a loss, one of the two losses in the season, definitely against Gjør. So from Dragan, tactically, I'm not expecting any big surprises, but I'm expecting some surprises in rotation, because obviously we've been waiting for the entire season to see the implementation of his plan for the youngsters, and right now at the Final Four, he is definitely able to give them game time, and Georgina Jaukovic is going to be one of the players to surprise, in my honest opinion.
Interesting. And I mean, the team, they've had very contrasting fortunes and memories of the last 2 years. The first year, really, I mean, being safely beaten by Gjør, and then coming back without Gjør as an opponent, and really tearing through the opposition last year. Do you think there's any kind of doubt in their minds about having to play Gjør in the first game in front of 12,000 people tomorrow? Or, I mean, how is their mental state at the moment, do you think?
Well, they're definitely gonna have to prepare to play against the tough crowd, and I think that the way their mindset is made of, they're not gonna have any problems playing in front of 20,000 people rooting for Gjør. Obviously, playing in Moravčak, in Montenegro and Podgorica comes with a lot of expectations, and being able to deliver for your own fans isn't much different than being able to beat a team that's supported by its own fans. So from my point of view, it's definitely going to be the best game that's going to happen tomorrow, if I may say that, and it's going to be very tough. But I see Budućnost edging the game, because I give them the slightest edge, because last year, well, they're defending champions, and Gjør have a lot more to prove than them right now at this moment.
And something we were discussing just with the other guys before is this game is going to take a lot out of these players, whichever way it goes. There's no doubt that the Gjør and Budapest game is going to be close. It's going to be tight, and there are the two schools of thought on whether just getting to the final after such a tough game is enough of a boost to keep them going, or will it take too much out of them and put them in a tricky situation on Sunday.
Well, obviously, Budućnost is not a team with a huge amount of rotation in their team, but I think they're going to be able to rest a few players, if not overexerting Bulatovic and the other key aspects of their game. Obviously, I think the youngsters are going to have definitely a key role in this one, because if they can lead the way, then the more important players can maybe relax a bit more and save a bit more energy for the final. Especially as the final itself is going to be against a team that's got a larger amount of rotation than Budućnost does.
And just before we kick you out, because we've got Bella Gulldén here waiting impatiently to join us, in one word, who's going to win?
Vardar.
Thank you very much, and enjoy the weekend. Thanks. So, Bella, going to join us. Nice to meet you. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really great.
You guys arrived yesterday, your first Final Four. You're the rookies, the new guys here. But yourself, you were here in December 2014, had a very nice weekend with Sweden, I remember. How's the team feeling? Are they excited, nervous? I mean, what's the mentality going into this weekend?
Of course, a little bit of a mix of everything, but I think we are really excited for this, and we reached our goal to come here, but now we want more, but still it's a tough game to play, and we're really happy. We just want the game to start.
What are your thoughts on Vardar? I mean, I guess looking from the outside, you would have been happiest with that draw. Am I right?
Yes and no. We played against every one of them, and we lost against them all. So it's a really tough. I think all four teams are really good, and I just hope we can do a better game than we did the last two against them.
And have you been focusing solely on Vardar? I mean, in your team preparation, in your video sessions, or have you given the other teams a look as well already?
No, we haven't. Of course, you only focus in this game, and if you win, it's only this game. If you lose, you have to take it then. So it's only Vardar now, and we give them all the focus.
As I said, you were here since yesterday, and you've had a bit of time to settle in. What do you guys do to relax in the meantime? There's a lot of time off, right? I mean, you get up probably at 8 or 9 o'clock, get breakfast, and then you have something like this on a Friday, but how do you guys wind down in between and I guess keep relaxed?
It's easy. Now we went a little bit to the city to see Budapest a little bit, and then of course, you have to sleep and you have to think about maybe some tactics and everything. But yeah, the city is nice, so we went in now for maybe 2 hours, and in the evening we will have training and a little bit of free time again. So I think we just will enjoy, be with the team, and maybe some have the families who come, so they will meet them a little bit.
And you yourself, have you got people visiting this weekend?
Yes, of course. My family and my best friend will come with their baby, so it will be really, really awesome.
That's good. So I mean, we had a poll on our EHFCL Twitter page just a couple of days ago about just how fans think you will do. And out of all the teams, Bucharesti were the one that nobody knew. I mean, all 4 positions had about 20% of the vote, ranging from champions to 4th place. And I mean, is there any particular expectation coming into this, or is there a minimum result you guys want?
Of course, you don't want to be number 4, but still, I think when you're here, anything can happen. So of course, we want to reach the final and everything, but we already reached the goal. But still, you're not happy if you go here and with the 4th place, you will not be satisfied. Of course, it's like this.
Okay, just before I let you go, I've done this with all the players so far, and we've had a little quiz on your opponents for tomorrow.
Yeah.
5 questions
Okay.
about Vardar, and on my hidden, beautiful, sophisticated notepad, I'm going to ask you them. And yeah, no pressure. So far, we've had Katarina got 4 out of 5, which is pretty good. Kari Grimsbø, 3 out of 5. So, we'll see. First question on Vardar. Who is their top scorer so far this season in the Champions League?
Andrea Penisic.
Perfect. 1 out of 1. For a bonus point, do you know how many goals she scored?
Maybe 77.
Oh!
Right?
That is the first time someone's got it right. That is perfect. Okay, good start. All right, okay. Second question. How far or where did they finish last season in the Champions League?
They were number 3.
2 out of 2. Nice. Question number 3. Who is their tallest player?
Oh my God. The Russian left back. I cannot pronounce the name.
It's okay, because that's not the right answer. It's actually Andrea Penisic.
Is it?
Yes,
Okay, I thought
yeah.
you were...
3 out of 4 so far. That's 2 out of 3. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Question number 4. How many nationalities do they have on their team?
France, Montenegro, Russian, Serbian. 5 or 6 maybe. 6?
8.
8.
8. We're gonna have to trust our stats guy for that, but it is 8. Yeah, sorry. Finally, final question. What currency did they use in Macedonia?
I don't know.
Want to guess?
No, I really don't.
It is the Macedonian dinar. Something I had to Google yesterday. I'm sorry for putting you through that. I'm really sorry. Yeah, but yeah, the first 3. Well, actually, I'll give you 4 points because you got the bonus with Penisic's goals,
It's really nice.
which you're the first one to get that, and that was really good. So 4 out of 5 we'll give you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for taking part, and good luck this
much.
weekend.
Thank you very much.
So that was it, fellow Gulldén, and that's it for 3 out of our 4 teams. It's really warm in here. I don't know. Probably see how red my face is, but everyone is sweating. It's really warm. But we'll power on through for the next 20 minutes, I'll say at least. In about 10 minutes' time, we've got our 4th and final team coming in. HC Vardar, the perennial 3rd place team, can never win a semi-final, but they keep winning the second game. Can they turn it around this year, finally get to their first final, and maybe go all the way? We'll find out. We'll see if we can talk to Andrea Lekić in about 10-15 minutes. We'll see if I have any luck. But in the meantime, let's see who we can get to join us, because I'm sure you just don't want to hear me talk and talk and talk and talk. Let's see if we can get one of our mobile journalists. Brian! I'm going to get Brian Campion here, a Irish national handball team player and mobile journalist for this weekend, who's busy, but I'm going to get him for 5 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes?
2 minutes, I think.
3.5.
Well, okay, let's see. My hair looks dreadful. All right, let me sort that out there. Okay, we're all right.
It's all right. Tom O'Branigan was here earlier on, so you know.
Here today, gone tomorrow.
All right, so yeah, I'm kind of just filling time here because it is an hour and a half. But it's your first Final Four event. You've been to the World Championship in Qatar before, but how do you think? I mean, this is a women's event, and this media call gets bigger and bigger every year. What are your first impressions of it?
Well, I just can't believe how everyone is just packed in here, and the energy in the room is crazy, and you can literally feel the heat coming off.
I was just saying that I can really feel the heat.
Yeah, I know it's a really great atmosphere. And what surprises me most is, well, we've seen 3 teams so far, and all those teams seem absolutely super relaxed, which is the main thing. They all seem super relaxed and super focused. So I think we're really in for 2 really good games tomorrow.
And you want to tell us a couple of things about what you're doing this weekend? You're part of the mobile reporter team, which is at EHF Live on Twitter, at EHFCL on Instagram, and EHF Live on Snapchat. Which of the 3 channels are you enjoying most so far?
I think I enjoy Snapchat the most. You can have a bit more fun there. It's not as formal as some of the other ones, and you can just really let loose. So check it out. Have a look on Snapchat.
Do check it out. And I mean, what are your expectations for the weekend? I mean, I know you've studied a lot about for these 4 teams. You know what they're all about. You've looked at them play. What are your thoughts, first of all, on the big game of Budapest and Jura?
I think it's a really interesting one. I mean, I think Gera, it's a great story. I mean, they had a really rough season last season. Came second in the league. Had to go through qualifications. They had to go all the way back to December when their Champions League campaign started. So they had a long road to get here. And whether that's going to pay dividends or not to them, we're going to see. Maybe their legs will be a bit more tired. Who knows? So it's going to be an interesting match, all right, yeah.
Who are you going for?
Gera.
And in the second game, well, the first game, in fact. No, it is the second game. Oh, but look who we've got here. We were just...
You know what this girl is, Chris? All right.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Would you like to state for everyone in Tom O'Branigan your name?
Oh, hello.
How are you doing? You arrived yesterday. I was just talking to Bella before. You guys have settled in for your first Final Four. I mean, what do you think of it? What do you make of it so far, just about this media call?
Well, you can see it's a huge event, and we're really looking forward to it. I think since we qualified in the game against Rostov, everybody's just waiting for this to come.
And you personally, I mean, what does something like this make you feel? Is there any nerves there? Is it just excitement, or do you want to get this over with and just play handball at last?
No, we can't wait to start the game. We started tactics in this week, and well, we can't wait to start the game, to see the whole, to play against Vardar, to get the feeling. We just can't wait to it.
I was asking Bella before, I gave her a little quiz, and I was wondering, before you look at my answers, if you'd like to take part and see if you can do better than Bella. Yeah? Okay. Well, we've Katarina Baladovic has got 4 out of 5. Kari Grimsbø, 3 out of 5. Yeah. And Bella got 3, but she did get a bonus question right, so we're giving her 4 points. Yeah, well, you'll see yourself. So, first question. Yes. It's all about Vardar.
Vardar?
Yeah. So you should know them, right?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
We'll find out in about 2 minutes. Okay, so first question. Who was their top scorer this season in the Champions League?
Perisic.
Perfect. And the bonus question that Bella got right. How many goals?
Oh my god. 80?
Close. 77.
Oh.
Can you believe Bella got that right?
Then I plus minus 5. That's right.
No. That was a bonus question. It had to be perfect. Second question. Where did they finish last season?
They finished
in the Champions League.
Number 3.
Perfect.
I remember that.
Good. Yeah. Question number 3. Who's their tallest player?
Either it's in a Sicilina or maybe they have this really tall left back.
Pretty much the same thing I heard Bella say,
But I don't remember her name.
and it's not right.
It's not right.
Once again, it's Penisic.
Is it Penisic?
According to Vladar Brinjak,
Yeah.
our guy
You
in
can
the
never
EHF.
trust those.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's my colleague, so I have to trust him.
But you can never
Yeah.
trust. They're always wrong. You always say they're taller than you are if you're old.
Oh, so how tall are you?
In my passport it says 186.
And do you know what it says on this?
No, I state 186.
Okay.
I say that I'm 186.
Okay, good. Question number 4.
Yes.
How many nationalities do they have on their team?
Montenegro, Germany, Russia, France, Macedonia, of course, Croatia.
I'm looking for a list.
No, I'm counting. Okay. 8.
Perfect.
Really? Oh yes.
And that's better than Bella. She said 6. So
Then I won.
you've done better. There's one more question, though.
Oh, okay.
One more question. Now, this is the tricky one. The others were easy, clearly. This one is, what is the currency of FYR Macedonia?
There's nothing about handball. I don't know, Macedonian dollar or something.
Close, dinar. Macedonian dinar. Yeah, believe it or not.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
I have no idea.
Okay. I just got a prompt from very helpful fellow Irishman, Tom O'Branigan, to ask you about your knee.
Yes.
What's wrong with your knee?
Well, I had surgery right after the World Championship. I was out for 3 months. Well, now I'm back, I'm playing, but we still have to take a little care of it.
What exactly was the injury?
I had some cartilage injury, so they made some microfractures into my femur bone.
That sounds lovely. I've been on the receiving end of 3 surgeries on my knee, and I have a piece of cartilage in a little plastic thing at home. Yeah, so it's absolutely lovely. Thank you so much for joining and coming in impromptu and doing better than Bella in the quiz.
Yes, I'm
You
really
can tell her
happy
that
with
you're
that.
the champion. Well done. Thank you. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Bye bye. So it was a bonus interview there. The time is now 14:28, which means in 2 minutes our 4th and final team will arrive, and that is HC Vardar. Excuse me, I've just been distracted by Tom O'Branigan, who just feels like he wants to get involved all the time. I think he's getting hangout withdrawals, but never mind. I think we've had enough of him for one day. So, like I've said a few times now, but it's important because we got new people coming in to watch this, and people are leaving because this hangout is very long. I wouldn't be surprised if you just didn't want to watch anymore. But hang on for just 10 more minutes and then we're done. Promise. We have plenty of ways for you to follow the women's EHF Final 4 this weekend. We have ehfcl.com and ehffinal4.com, the official websites. On ehffinal4.com, I will be having a live blog all weekend, trying to give you an inside view of the event, all the best of social media, and giving you a view of what you're saying about the event, because that's my job for the weekend, as well as all the social media, which you can follow on Facebook with EHF Champions League, Twitter at EHFCL, Instagram at EHFCL, and also with our mobile reporters. Please check out the Snapchat account. Brian Campion said it earlier on. It's his favorite account, and it is a lot of fun. EHF_live on Snapchat. That's on EHF_live. Same deal with their Twitter account, the mobile reporters. It's at EHF_live. And they'll be taking care of the Instagram account for me this weekend as well, with at EHFCL. So, looks like we're nearly ready for the 4th and final team. Can we see them? Oh, is that someone coming through? I think so. In the meantime, though, I'm going to play you one more time the All-Star Team video, if I can make it work, because I think it's definitely worth watching. And that was announced just exactly 1 hour ago. We have 6 German players on the team. We have 3. Excuse me and my lack of being able to multitask. And as I say now, there's him coming through. David's camera is there. I'd love to have a chat with him at some point today. But I think my main target is Andrea Lekić. I hope we can get a chat with her. She walks by, seems in a good mood, so I think I have a good chance. Vardar team coming through now. The two-time bronze medal winners of the women's EHF Final 4 could never get past the semi-final, but they had Budapest in their way on both occasions. This time, or the first time, a very close game, went to extra time before they lost out. Last year, they were pretty comprehensively beaten, I think it's fair to say. But this time against Bucharest, they have a real chance to get to the final. And with the final, you never know how it's going to go. But in the meantime, I'm going to play you the All-Star Team video one last time.
How's it going? Yeah, good.
How are you? Hi. We're not live yet. Just bought some time by playing the All-Star. Okay. No, it's just fine. It's bloody hot.
Whatever you want.
That was the last thing. I'm not showing you the answers.
Yeah, it's
Okay. Totally professional, right?
Yeah.
And look who we have. It's Andrea Lekić from Vardar. Andrea, how are you?
I'm pretty good, really. I'm looking forward to all these events which are going to be next 2 days.
You're very experienced at this event right now. I mean, you've been here a couple of times, and Vardar, they've finished third twice in a row. I mean, is it going to change this year? This is probably your best chance, you would say, since the first year at least. This is, I mean, what people are saying is that this is your big opportunity to finally make a final. What do you think?
I can agree with you because I think that we are playing better than last 2 seasons, and at the end we are more experienced than the first 2 Final Fours. So I'm really looking forward, and I think that we are coming in a good shape. We played really good matches in the group phase, but still I think from these 3 years, 3 Final Fours, this one is going to be really, really tough one because I cannot predict no team for winning the Champions League. So I'm giving the equal chances for all the teams, and I think the handball lovers will enjoy this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, the quality of the teams, they've never been closer, and they've never been better. I guess you could say these 4 teams are probably the strongest we've ever had. Considering you guys have finished third twice in a row, what's the mentality like? Is it different this year compared to last year? I mean, are you even a bit more hungry? You're very used to it, but what does it feel different to last year?
It's normal, that every sportsman wants to win the title, and every year you are more hungrier and more hungrier. So I really think that we are capable of going to the final this year. This is the first step, as we like to stay step by step. So I would not like to speak too much in the future days what is going to be in the Sunday. But for me, I think that we are ready for this. I expect very hard and tough match against GSM Bucharest because they play really amazing matches against Rostov Don, and I think the chances are 50-50. But I think that Vardar is ready this year to go a step further.
Is there a team in the other semi-final you would prefer to be playing against on Sunday?
If you believe me, also when I was watching a draw, I didn't have special wishes. So I think that if you want to win the title, you cannot choose the competitors.
You have to be the best. You have to beat the best, as they say.
Exactly.
How would let's just entertain the thought for one moment that you guys were to go ahead and win this year? How would this compare to, any moment in your career? And if so far, what is the biggest moment in your career? Can you tell me a story? Can you tell me your thoughts?
You know, when I look at my career, the biggest club history in my career, it's winning the title with JR. So this is a little bit different system, Final Four. So I think it's I cannot explain you the feeling because I never won it in this system. But I hope this can be the year. So maybe we can speak after the final because I think it's going to be in Macedonia is a really specific situations about handball like a sport is definitely number one, and I think that people are really supporting us on the highest level. So I think that we can bring them a lot of joy if we do it.
What are your plans after this weekend?
We will not have only Macedonia League, so we can relax a little bit after this because we are working really hard all this season for this Final Four.
Going on holiday somewhere?
Yeah, of course. Everybody's going on a holiday. I have my handball camp this year in Serbia, so these are my first plans for this, and I'm really looking forward to see 100 girls and boys this year on my camp.
Before we let you go, I warned you we have a little quiz, and so far we've had Katarina Buladovic.
Yeah.
She got 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Kari Grimsbø got 3 out of 5, and we had 2 Bucharesti players, both got 4 out of 5.
Okay.
So that's what you got to live up to here.
Okay.
5 questions on CSM Bucharesti, on your opponents tomorrow.
Okay.
The first one is probably an easy one. Who is their top scorer so far in the championship?
Gulldén.
You know how many goals?
What? How many?
How many
I
goals?
don't know.
Bonus
I'm
points.
not watching really. 80 and something.
Oh, good. That was 89. That was close. Last season, how did they do in the Champions League?
They didn't play.
Correct. 2 out of 2. Third question now. Who is their tallest player?
Their tallest player is I think the tallest player is the left back from Sweden. I think you know the name.
Linnea Torstensson. Yeah. She was just saying we have to trust the statistics because who knows?
Depends
What's
how high shoes she's wearing.
exactly? What is your official height?
178.
Your actual height?
With the shoes, who knows? 182. I'm joking.
But yeah, 3 out of 3 so
Yeah.
far. That's good. Okay, question number 4. How many nationalities do they have on their team?
So then you have to give me time just to count, okay? Romanian, Brazilian, Croatian, Swedish, Russian, and Danish. 6, I think I count. I thought all. If you want to count again, we can count again.
7 is the answer.
I can count.
That was
I think I
close.
count. Okay.
But you did. That was
But
good.
I
That was
didn't miss.
no,
Sure.
no, that was good. Final question: what currency do they use in Romania?
Leia.
Perfect. You're the first person to get 5 out of 5. First person to guess the currency correct. Thank you very much, Andrea. Good luck this weekend. Bye. And so that is it. We've had our 4 players. We've had our guests. We've had Tomo Branigan. We've had a mobile reporter. We've had everyone. It has been, well, like I said, like I promised in the title, the Women's EHF Final 4 Hangout Bonanza. Guys, keep an eye this weekend on EHF TV. Keep an eye on ehffinal4.com and all of our social media channels. It's going to be a huge weekend. It's going to be a great weekend. And all that's left to do is wait and enjoy the handball. Thank you for joining me today. Take care, and we'll see you probably back with Thomas Schunack for the Velux EHF Final 4 Expert Hangout on Tuesday before the Final 4, and on the Friday, our players hangout with Tomo Branigan. But until then, goodbye and take care.